Have you ever pondered how a single woman could influence the destiny of a nation, and by extension, the entire world? Isabella I of Castile was more than just a queen. She was a natural force, a monarch whose influence can still be felt today. Her accomplishments, however, are accompanied with a story of perseverance, ambition, and questionable judgments. This is the story of a woman who defied expectations, seized her kingdom, and altered history forever. On April 22nd, 1451, Isabella was born in Madrigal de las Altas Torres, a modest Castilian town. She was born into a broken monarchy and grew up in a world rife with political upheaval and dynastic conflicts. Her father, King Juan II of Castile, was a distant figure, while her mother, Isabella of Portugal, struggled with depression. Isabella grew up in the shadow of her half-brother, Enrique IV, the reigning king, and her younger brother, Alfonso, the projected heir. Despite her royal pedigree, Isabella's early years were everything from affluent. Following her father's death, she and her family lived modestly under Enrique's supervision. Rumors of financial negligence plagued their household, although current historians believe this was greatly exaggerated. However, Isabella's character was shaped during her early years in a confined and unpredictable setting. She learned patience, observation, and diplomacy, all of which will be useful in the future. Isabella's upbringing was centered around her grandmother, Isabel of Barcelos, a tough woman who oversaw her education. Isabella developed a passion of learning thanks to this mentorship, and she mastered reading, writing, history, and religion. She was also introduced to chess, which she allegedly excelled at, possibly an early indication of her acute strategic thinking. As Isabella got older, the political atmosphere in Castile became more tumultuous. Enrique IV faced growing resistance from the nobles, who condemned his weak leadership and failure to create a clear, legitimate heir. The aristocracy began to gather behind Alfonso, Isabella's younger brother, as a better option to the unpopular ruler. Isabella, on the other hand, made an effort to blend in. At the age of 15, she was pushed into a delicate ballet of alliances, proposals, and power plays. Enrique attempted to dominate her through marriage, negotiating future unions to fulfill his own political aims. However, Isabella refused. One betrothal, scheduled with Don Pedro Giron, was almost completed when fate intervened, or divine intervention, as Isabella believed. Don Pedro became ill and died while traveling to claim his wife. Isabella regarded this as a watershed moment. She realized that her life would not be shaped by the will of others. When Alfonso died unexpectedly, she became the new center of the nobles' ambitions, and she carefully managed their expectations. Instead of declaring herself a rebel queen, she reconciled with Enrique, ensuring her status as his successor. This daring approach enabled her to bide her time and regain strength. In 1469, Isabella made a historic decision. She married Ferdinand of Aragon. Their partnership was more than just love. It was also about strategy. They represented the potential of a united Spain, which rulers had long sought. However, this marriage opposed Enrique's intentions, sparking a new round of turmoil. Enrique's reaction was quick and violent. He disinherited Isabella and named his daughter Juana as the heir. But Isabella and Ferdinand remained undeterred. They established legitimacy with the help of major Castilian nobles and the smart use of propaganda. Their union was more than just a political coup. It was a relationship that would change the face of European leadership. When Enrique died in 1474, Isabella didn't waste any time. She declared herself Queen of Castile, a daring act that was welcomed with both cheers and opposition. Her coronation was a display of strength and resistance. She was dressed in sorrowful white one minute and regal red the next, representing both humility and authority. But her journey to the throne was far from complete. Juana's allies, backed by Portugal, launched an effort to depose Isabella. The ensuing civil war put her leadership abilities to the test. Isabella and Ferdinand displayed an incredible capacity to inspire loyalty and lead with determination. By 1479, they had won, securing Isabella's position as queen and ushering in a new age for Castile. With the kingdom united, Isabella focused on governance. She enacted broad changes, consolidating power and reducing the influence of the nobles. Her development of a professional police force restored order to a country long plagued by anarchy. She also restructured the economy, restoring Castile's currency and reclaiming royal earnings lost during Enrique's reign. However, Isabella's reign was not without controversy. Her strong Catholic conviction motivated her to start the Spanish Inquisition, a crusade to eradicate heresy and enforce religious orthodoxy. While this fulfilled her ideal of a devoutly Catholic Spain, it also resulted in the persecution and exile of thousands of Jews and Muslims, leaving a legacy of intolerance and cultural loss. The most significant decision of Isabella's rule occurred in 1492, when she supported Christopher Columbus's expedition over the Atlantic. This marked the start of Spain's period of exploration, which resulted in the formation of a massive empire in the Americas. While this brought tremendous wealth and power to Spain, it also heralded centuries of colonization, exploitation, and devastation for indigenous peoples. As Isabella grew older, she experienced personal tragedy. The deaths of her only son, Prince Juan, and her eldest daughter, Isabel, shattered her deeply. Nonetheless, she remained loyal in her duty, arranging strategic marriages for her remaining children and ensuring the survival of her dynasty. Isabella died in 1504, leaving behind an altered Spain. Her rule brought the kingdoms of Castile and Aragon together, cemented Spain's position as a global power, and laid the groundwork for its golden age. Her legacy, however, is multifaceted, consisting of both visionary leadership and actions that cast long shadows across history. Isabella of Castile was a queen unlike any other, defying expectations and reshaping her kingdom. Her narrative, however, is more than a success. It is a reminder of the complexity of power and the far-reaching implications of ambition. Thank you for watching, and until next time.